Hey folks, it's Chef Kevin. Tonight I'm making, well, I'm going to call it Moroccan style glazed Cornish hen with leeks and oranges. Now, Cornish hen is a hybrid bird that was created in the 1950s, and it was made by crossing a rock hen with a Cornish hen. And it's not as popular as it was then, but I like it. It's a nice taste. It's not quite like chicken. It's different. It's an immature bird, and it usually weighs about 1.25 pounds to 1.5 pounds. So I have a nice one right here, thanks to Walmart. And I'm going to be cooking it with fennel and orange. Orange and fennel, for some reason, work out really well. And orange and chicken complement each other as well, sort of like a chicken à l'orange type thing. Okay, I'm going to start it on the stove top, but then finish it in the oven. Let's then take a closer look at the ingredients here. Okay, this is my 1.5 pounds of Cornish hen. I rinsed it under cold water and patted it dry. This way the spices stick better to it. This is my fennel. Fennel is in the onion family, although it doesn't taste like onion at all. Fennel is not that popular here in the US. It's more of an Italian thing, and it's more of a French thing. In fact, the French love it so much they made a drink out of it called absinthe. And the first time I took a sip of that, I almost threw up. In fact, absinthe was banned from most states for quite a while here in the US. I guess they thought that it would drive people crazy. That was the thinking. But again, anytime you consume enough amount of any alcohol, that will drive you crazy as well. I have some blood oranges here. Pepper, of course, two most common spices in the world. I have some soy sauce, Worcestershire, honey Dijon, ground ginger, onion salt, and this is what makes it Moroccan, is the Moroccan Harissa sauce. I've really been loving this lately. I don't know if the Moroccans are into fennel, but and I also have some poultry blend. This is a combination of thyme, sage, and what's the other one? Thyme, sage, and rosemary. Okay. First thing I'm going to do is prep the vegetables. Okay, here's my fennel stock. I'm going to go ahead and cut the top off. Now this can be used in a stock, but I'm going to put this in my compost. I'm making a garden this year. I'm going to go ahead and cut off the bottom root and then peel away the outer skin. Quarter that. Take out that fibrous root. Smells good already. Okay. I'm a little clumsy with the knife this evening because earlier today I had a bit of a gardening accident, and I didn't have a band-aid, so I just had to make one out of paper towel and masking tape. But the show must go on. Okay, so I'm going to cut these in wedges. So there's eight wedges from this one blood orange. These are so tasty. Okay, that essentially is done. Now what I'm going to do is make my rub for the Cornish hen. Okay, I have a teaspoon of honey Dijon mustard in my little bowl here. Some Worcestershire, a couple of splashes. A little soy sauce to add some salinity. I won't add any salt, just this soy sauce. There's some onion salt. About a teaspoon. And I have a little ginger powder. Probably about a half teaspoon or so. I'm not measuring this stuff out. Cracked black pepper. Stir that all around. Going to coat that up all over. I have my oven preheating 375. Now I'm just making one Cornish hen tonight. Most of these videos that I do are actually my meal for the dinner, my meal for the evening, I should say. So you can just make adjustments as necessary if you're going to cook more than one. This just demonstrates the thought process here. Okay. Let's go over to the range. Okay, I have a heavy cast iron oven-proof dish. Like I said, this is going to be finished in the oven. Now the reason I'm doing this is because I want to make sure that the bottom of the bird is cooked. I'm going to add my fennel slices. Not going to add the orange till later. when I put it in the oven. I don't want those to burn. They have a certain amount of sugar in them. Get in there. The sounds of cooking. A little rosemary. Put some right inside there. Thyme. Little sage. We're good to go, yeah. Little oil around the edge. And put a little sea salt on the veggies. I also put a little bit more black pepper on the top when you weren't looking. Thought I needed it. Okay, so yeah, so like I was saying, I want to make sure that the bottom of the bird is cooked. And this will start the cooking process. And it'll actually cook the bird quicker as opposed to just putting it into the oven. Get that pan nice and hot. This has been cooking for about 8 minutes or so. So I'm going to go ahead and add the wedges. Put one inside there. Now these are going to caramelize, they're going to melt down. And give a lot of flavor to this dish. One more. Okay, in the oven, 375, 50 minutes. Okay, let's start the glaze. Two tablespoons salted butter. Two tablespoons brown sugar. Yeah, baby. Okay, I'm going to melt that down and then add the juice of the orange. I have a little cognac and of course the Harissa sauce. This will just take a couple of minutes. The butter and the sugar are nicely melted down. I'm going to add 6 ounces of the blood orange juice without the seeds. And now I'm going to add my Harissa sauce. So this is like a sweet and sour type situation here. Okay, as you can see, it's pretty liquidy, so that has to reduce. I want to make a nice syrup, a nice thick syrup, and that way it will coat the Cornish hen nicely and give it a nice glaze. Now, what looks attractive about the glaze is the fact that it's nice and shiny, and you get that from the sugar. Anything that's glazed has some type of sugar in it. Okay, that's going to reduce. That's probably going to take about 10, maybe 15 minutes. I have it on the back burner right now. Bird still has 40 minutes or so to go, so don't go nowhere. The Cornish hen has been cooking for 40 minutes, and it's time to put the glaze on. Its internal temperature is 160. I want to pull it out at 175 or so. I'm going to go ahead and add that glaze. This is so gelatinous. I'm going to put it back in the oven and then recoat it in about 10 minutes. Looks good enough already. So here is the Cornish hen. It was cooked for 40 minutes at 375, and then I cooked it for an additional 10 minutes at 350 degrees with the glaze on. So I'm up to 175 degrees at this point. So I'm going to lather on the rest of this beautiful glaze. This has so much taste to it, it's unbelievable. I'm going to put that on the vegetables. I don't want to waste this. Made the right amount. Okay, ooh. We are living large tonight, that's for damn sure. Okay, back in the oven for about another 10 minutes at the max. So here it is after an hour of total cooking time. I'm going to let this set now. You never cut into a hot bird, or any hot protein for that matter, because if you do, all the juices will flow out and end up with a dry product. Okay, this is looking very, very nice. So hungry too. Ooh. Looking good. Okay, so let's serve this bad boy. Still pretty hot. Cut it right down the middle. Okay. As you can see, there's no redness, there's no pinkness. You don't want any red or any pink when it comes to poultry. So it's nicely well cooked. I have a lot of au jus here. Gonna make a nice little sauce. Let me present this. So here we have it, folks. Moroccan style glazed Cornish hen. I'm serving that with basmati rice and asparagus with black sesame seeds. The fennel tastes so nice with the drippings of the orange. I'm going to pour some of that orange onto the Cornish hen. That is so good in so many ways. I mean, I hate to pull my own chain, but let's get right into this here. I've always been a breast man, no pun intended. And this breast meat is really tender, nice and moist. That's so good. The fennel combined with the orange really works well. The asparagus works really well. It has a certain amount of color. Very crisp. Definitely didn't overcook that. You never want to overcook anything. Wow. And have a lot of natural sauce there as well. That's really great. Okay, as you can see, the underside is fully cooked. You do not want undercooked poultry. The fennel with the orange is just so delightful. Okay, folks. My parents told me that it's impolite to speak with your mouth full, but I have to make a little acceptance here. However, I'd like to thank you for watching this rather long video. And if you like my videos, throw me a bone, please.